Welcome to the Chat with Kip. Man, I got some awesome guests for y'all today. We're going to talk about taxes. I've been having the tax business for 14 years now. It's called Express Tax Refund Services. And the guests I have are two of my franchise owners who has been doing an amazing job. And I really want y'all to hear the story and let them give them their testimonies so y'all can hear it. Also, this is the opportunity I was telling you about where if you want to make six figures, this is a great chance to do it. So I'm gonna first introduce my man. It's one of my best friends. We went to elementary school together, junior high, high school. Man, like we did everything together. So it's just an honor for us to be in this position. So first, we're going to talk to Kenneth Scott, who is one of the very first franchise owner I ever had. He saw the opportunity and wanted to jump right in. And then I also have a guest, one of my fraternity brothers from Kansas City, named Abram Oliver. I call him Abe. One of the most intelligent brothers that you'll ever meet in your life. Super smart, knows a lot of history, reads a lot of books, and whenever I need a little bit more education or need anything, man, that's my go-to guy. So, welcome, gentlemen. How y'all doing today?
All right, all right.
First, we're gonna
Good afternoon, brother.
appreciate it, Abe. Absolutely. So, man, let's tell them how y'all got into the tax business, and we'll start with K. Scott.
Well, I've been in the tax business for a little over 10. Um, first, first of all, I started part time. Got in. You introduced it to me. I was kind of hesitant at first, and then I jumped in and took off like a rocket. Uh, I made rookie of the year my first year.
Yep.
I remember that. That was fun. And then you pulled me to the side after one of our meetings and said, "Man, I wouldn't be a good friend to you if I wouldn't tell you that you need to start your own franchise." And at first, I was still kind of hesitant or whatever, whatnot. And then, you know what? I said, opportunity only comes once sometimes. So I said, you know what? Let me just jump out and do it. So we jumped out and did it. Like I said, I've been 10 years. And man, I mean, if you're looking for stability, money just to have to, to take trips or do things with your family or just savings, whatever you want to do, it's actually there for you. And man, I'm grateful. I'm glad that you introduced it to me. And I really think my life wouldn't be the same if I didn't have my own tax company.
No, I feel you on that. I'm kidding, man. Like it's just a blessing to have you on my team. Like I've been knowing each other. We've been knowing each other over 30 plus years now. And man, I know your hustle. I know your grind. Like let me tell you, in high school, K. Scott probably had about 3 or 4 jobs. Always was the one who hustled, outwork everybody. So man, thank you for being part of this great company and great organization. I'm gonna let Abe tell this story as well.
First, good afternoon, brothers. How's everybody doing?
All right, all right.
Good, good.
Yeah. Well, so similar to K. Scott, if anybody follows Kip, they know he's a traveler. So, out of nowhere, I'm in Kansas City, Fred. Let's have drinks, dinner. So we get together and just through casual conversation, Kip, says, I think you should do taxes. I'm doing taxes. It's very lucrative for me, and I think you would do well at it. And my first inclination is, I don't do numbers. I'm more of I'd rather read, I'd rather write 10 papers than do any math problems. But he assured me that my ability to communicate, that some folks say the gift of gab, would really be useful when you are trying to build a tax business. And, just off him empowering me in that way, showing me the ropes, showing me how the system is and using my abilities and my personality, it really has, like K. Scott being a life changer in a sense. I was the same way. I came in making, part-time money, good enough to take the kids and the family out when we wanted to or go on a vacation here and there. But now that we really dug our feet into it, it's allowed us to be able to build onto something even greater and allow opportunities for other folks as well.
Absolutely. Thank you, Abe. And if people don't know about the tax industry or tax preparation, the service that we provide are tax preparations, right? We do a lot of low income to middle income families is our target market, but we can handle all taxes. We can handle business taxes, individual 1040s, but our main goal is really to help the community. So we can do, like I said, tax preparation for individual 1040s. We also do notary signings. We also help people with I-10s. We do mobile closings. I'm sorry, mobile estimates. We do free estimates. We really want to make sure you are getting getting your due just, right? We want to make sure we are providing a service to you that'll help you get back as much as possible, and everything ethically and morally. We take our position very, very serious, and we also make sure our team is super educated on what's going on current. I'm gonna throw it back to Abe because Abe has a great program to educate his employees, his team, to make sure they are up to par with everything we do, all the standards with the IRS. So, Abe, can you tell us a little bit about your team in Kansas City and the opportunity that they saw for them to come into the business?
Well, each one teach one is kind of my moniker. It's a community moniker. You take care of the community, they take care of you, and who am I to try to, withhold the information? So when Kip brought it to me, I kind of seen that same ability in a lot of other folks who didn't necessarily have, a six-figure earning income, but they did have the ability to communicate. They had the ability to organize, be honest, operate with integrity. So I reached out to, like he did to Kenneth Scott, to some of my great friends who I knew who had those qualities. Earl McWilliams was probably the first guy that my high school, long high school buddy from 14 years old, who does local acting and has a certain personality. And then for me to offer him that position, he kind of took it and ran with it the same way the rest of us have. So, the ability to be able to train concisely, to be able to put people in a position where they are knowledgeable. In our community, I always try to inform our team. Our biggest competition is the corner store tax business, where they're really just a revolving door, and they are really kind of in an exploitive manner doing taxes, because they're not helping, they're not giving any extra information, they're not checking in throughout the year to make sure the clients are eligible for a refund or minimizing their tax liability. And that's the difference between what we have going on versus what you see maybe on TV or on your corner store, or what I call the corner store tax business.
Thank you, Abe. Also, man, can you mention? I know you was just on the news about right before the tax deadline. So I would say a month ago. You was on what channel was it? I know it was in Kansas City. I know we have Fox here and ABC, but I know you specifically was on the news in Kansas City.
Yeah, we were on KSP 41. They were looking to give the community some tax tips, especially on last minute filers. We just like to communicate to the public that all you have to do is, sign up for an extension. If you sign up, it's automatically 6 months. It gives you a chance to kind of organize your file, kind of form your plan, and then be able to allow you to execute it more efficiently. But we try to just get back to the community with as much financial literacy as we can, especially for the young folk. But even middle-aged people, working class people, minorities, anybody who has kind of been disenfranchised, try to keep them abreast of the financial literacy game, and how to make the best of it.
Absolutely. Thank you, Abe. Kenneth Scott, tell me about the marketing plan, because I know both of y'all have super nice mouthpieces. I talk a little bit. I think I'm more chill, laid back kind of fellow, a little bit smooth. But I don't talk a lot. Y'all have the gift of gab. Like y'all are marketing experts. Kenny, can you tell us how you get your clients? What's your pitch, and how difficult was it from your first year to your 10th year now? And tell them about the growth that you had from your first year to your 10th year, and what changed, and tell us about your income as well.
Okay. First of all, I mean, when I first started, Kip set me out a goal. He said, man, just try to get 15 to 20 clients, see if you can bring them in. Um, I over exceeded that. I think I did 30 or 40, whatever, really without even trying. And that was part time. And then I looked at the money and saw what I was getting there. But for me, when I go out and I'm pitching, I'm searching for those families that don't have the education. A lot of my customers come back to me throughout the year, like Abe was saying. A lot of my customers come back to me because they don't have the knowledge or they don't understand when you get a new job or you're filling out a W-4. I educate them and walk them through that because some of them say, "Well, man, I worked all year. I made X amount of money, but I've been doing this so long with Kip that you can literally hand me your W-2 and I know right off the bat if you're going to owe or if you're going to get money back or whatnot." But the simple mistake that a lot of clients make is they think that they're doing what they're supposed to do, but some of them have no idea. Well, man, I didn't really have, or I had kids then and I don't have kids now, but they've been at the job forever and they haven't changed their W-4. So they have to get with their HR. And a lot of them, just based off of that, they were they refer, hey, well, man, I got this good tax guy, and they refer people from their establishment where they work. And then for me, that's word of mouth too. If you offer or give them excellent customer service, that referral process is very, very easy. Very easy.
Absolutely, absolutely. Man, I know we have taken this organization from, let's say, 100 clients to now we have 1,000 clients, and our average fee is in between $400 to $500. So let's say we have 1,000 clients, we charging $500 each one. It's a $500,000 business right now, and I know all of our goals are to take this to where we all making $1 million a year off this tax business, working 5 months out the year, and really some part-time hours. So let's talk about how we can take it to a whole nother level. And we want to share our knowledge and wealth, right? We want to make sure that we are educating our team, and we educating the community. So now we are looking for new franchise owners in all places over the U.S. We are in all 50 USA's, United States, in all the states of America right now. So we can do taxes everywhere, and we want to make sure that the opportunity for everyone is there as well. So let's talk about growing our organizations. I know Abe in Kansas City, his team name and company name is Show Me State Tax Services, Financial Services, because he does a lot of different financial services within the tax arena. Kenneth also has about 5 team members here in the Houston area, which he is looking to expand in Louisiana next year, and grow the whole Gulf Coast. So we are all in growth mode
Right.
and expanding. We have found this avenue have been very profitable and very rewarding. So tell us some of your goals, Abe, of growing your team. Where do you see us in the next 3 years?
Really with the advent of this social media phenomenon is what you're doing here. Is trying to get the information out to as many people as we can. You pay for convenience, and with the current administration, current government, the government's size down is real, especially with different functions of the economy, and we want to make sure that the people know that there is a viable money-making option in doing taxes. People are always apprehensive. There's a huge amount of anxiety and stress related um, to the tax period, and you can relieve that stress, and it's quite lucrative. And the thing is, you are empowering a community. You are doing a service so far as recycling more money within the community. So I think right now is trying to reach out social media wise, trying to reach out even hand to foot, being in different cities and giving people the opportunity to understand that there are a lot of avenues of money making ability within the tax game, within the financial service business, and we look to give them information on how to do it and do it the right way.
Absolutely. And then, what is your goals like in the next 3 years? Like, what do you see Show Me State Financial Services going?
Well, Kip and Case got Kip. They can testify to the fact that when I came in, I think my first year at the company, we might have made $14,000, maybe 8, 9 thousand, but now we're more than well over 6 figures. So we'd like to try to double that. As a company base, we're almost pretty much we're at 1,000 clients. We like to double that. Have 3 or 4 really hardworking franchise owners, have maybe 20, 25, 30 folks under us, who are preparing taxes and doing financial services. I'd be remiss if I didn't mention Whitney Morgan of Kansas City and Earl McWilliams again, because these guys are stalwarts and poster childs of the opportunity that you can have if you take this and run with it. These guys are well into $30,000-$40,000 just during tax season amongst their other main W-2 jobs. So it has really been a heaven sent so far as the Kansas City franchise is concerned, and we want that. We would like to triple that. We'd like to offer those benefits to everyone, Kansas City and abroad.
Oh yeah, man. I know you're gonna achieve it, y'all. Man, once you got going, you was flying. So I'm super proud of y'all. Thank y'all so much. Can't wait to come to Kansas City again. I love it out there, and I just love the people out there. And man, thank you so much for everything that you and your team do. You really set an example for all of us, even myself. My team is very small. And I like it like that, but I know I can't do everything on my own, and I definitely need y'all to help me help everyone grow as well. Kenny, tell me about your team and tell me who's your superstar besides yourself, because I know you do probably about 80% of the production for your team. And tell me what would you like to see and see your organization grow.
Right now, I got 5 employees. I probably would like to double that and do 10. I'm kind of like you myself. I like to keep it tight knit. I still oversee everything, whatnot. The goal, I want to see the 5 that I have now. I would like to see them double what they do. I know they have the potential to do it. They watch me day in and day out, and like, man, I just want to get like that or whatever the case may be. But I can't preach enough about that education to each employee, or how you take the time out and talk to each customer and telling them, well, hey, did you know this? Did you know about this? And yes, like we averaged that between $400 to $500, but with that, we're giving you the education that you need. A lot of people don't know. You can go to your, I'm not going to mention their names, but you can go to these corner ones, and once you're done and your taxes are done, it's hard to either set up another appointment, be able to talk to them one on one. I'm a phone call away, email away, text away, with my customers throughout the year. Um, I want to say the first time that my franchise hit 6 figures, I was still in shock. I sat back and I was just like, wow, I really did this. I really did this. Started from scratch, like you said, started from the bottom, worked the way up. And my goal is probably to double, what we've been doing. And like I said, I'm looking for 5 more employees that are hungry, that want to get out and get it. I mean, when I think back about it, and it was, over 10 years ago, I never would have thought, never would have dreamed that, hey, I would own my own tax company. This is what I would be doing. This is what makes me wake up in the day and say, hey, I have customers in St. Louis, California, Louisiana. I mean, I have them all over. And just to say I started here with 15 to 20 customers.
Absolutely, man. Thank you so much. And I want to tell y'all out there, it's time. Like, if you're really interested in owning your own business, I think Express Tax Refund Services will be a great franchise opportunity to take a look at. It's very minimal to start the business, but the the outlook for it is great. Like, it's changed my life. Thanks to the tax business, I was able to start some other companies like the real estate, like the title company, like the travel business. I know we all kind of dibble and dabble in other businesses as well, and like the financial services. So they all go hand in hand. Our main goal is to really help out the community, right? We want to help people get their taxes done and not overcharge them. We want to help them get back the most refund as possible. And we also want to help them own real estate. Like, a lot of our clients that we have are, like I said, is low income to middle income families who's looking to buy their first home or their investment property. So when Kenneth mentioned that we just don't do their taxes and you don't hear from us, we talk to our clients throughout the year. We want to make sure that they have their life insurance in place, that they have their investments in place, that they are able to buy a home. So even when we ask, hey, are you buying a home in the next 2 years? It's for that reason. We want to help them make sure that we are building generational wealth. We want to help them live the American dream and have home ownership. So through this tax business, there's other opportunities as well. But like I said, we definitely want to mention that if you are looking to step into the tax business, please give us a call first. Give us an opportunity to give you some information and to talk to you. I'm going to let them give their information here shortly. But I want to ask one more question for y'all each. What is your success story? What is what you want to get out of this? Like, tell me your end goal. Let's say your 10 to 15 year plan, and what does that look like for you, Abram?
Well, the 10, 15 years, that's such a, you would hope at that time, I would hope at that time to have maybe 30, 40, 50 tax preparers, maybe to have 10 franchise owners. I want to go back and say, the tax refund really can be the cornerstone or the platform for low income people's journey out of poverty. You say you take a single young lady, she's making $35,000, 31,000. She has 3 kids. She's gonna make 7 or 8 or more thousand dollars every year for 10 or 12 years in a row. She has to be able to leverage that for financial freedom and access to a different life. The same way that Kip has brought the opportunity for me to generate more money, it allows me to access different parts of life, different parts of the world, different parts of my imagination through the access of money and the freedoms that it allows. So my 10 to 20 year goal that puts me mid 60s, hopefully that, I have empowered the community in a place, in a time, in a space where you can tangibly see the difference.
Absolutely. And what about yourself, Kenneth?
I would like to have 5 franchise owners. If I can get to 5, I could see the financial freedom for myself, and not only for myself, but for those 5 individuals. And then those 5 individuals could set a platform, or they could set a tenure for themselves to say, hey, this is where I want to be in the next 15 to 20 years, to where they can achieve the same thing.
Absolutely. And I'm gonna say for myself, I plan to retire, right? I just been wanting to not go to the office every day. I feel like I just want to manage my companies and put the right personnel in place. Man, both of y'all been knowing me for almost 30 years now, and I do value our friendship. I value our relationships. I value the brotherhood. I'm a strong believer in helping the people around you. So it wasn't just me helping y'all out. Y'all helping me out tremendously, and I love y'all for that. And the opportunity is great. And I just want to end with this, like, man, definitely reach out to us. I'm gonna let them give their information and closing remarks. But you can reach me at kip@expressrts.com. My cell phone number is 832-984-4056. And I would love to talk to y'all more about the tax business. Abe, I'm gonna let you give your closing remarks to everybody, and thank you and for coming on board all the way in Kansas City and helping us out.
First, thanks, fellas, Scott and Brother Kip, for having this. And I think more of these are on the horizon for us. First off, you want to reach Show Me State Tax Refund Services, Show Me State Financial Services. You go to Show Me State Tax Refund Services.org. You can find us on all your social media handles, and 816-392-0959 if you'd like to call and speak with me directly.
Thank you, Abe. And Kenneth?
All right. So I'm gonna give you out my actual email, because my tax one is really full right now, doing all those extensions. So On my email, you can reach me at kscottjr1977 at gmail.com. And then my phone number is 832-692-8435.
Thank you, K. Scott. Man, I appreciate y'all, brothers. Thank y'all so much for being here, helping me out and getting the message out to the viewers. So once again, this is Chat with Kip. Make sure you like and subscribe, and we look forward to talking to y'all again. Thank y'all very much.
Appreciate it.